you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. You gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. You gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. You gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins.
What's up, everybody? I'm the Crypto Crow. Got a new chair. I'm in a recliner. Look at me. I'm swinging. Oh. What's up, Slayer fans? Sand Pete Pandy. Why crashing? Bro, what's happening? Look at all the fear. Morning, Jordan Long. Oh boy. Yeah, it's really taking a huge shit right on everybody, isn't it? It's at 62.75 right now, and to be honest, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm so over it. I just don't care. It went all the way down to what? 62? Hold on. 62.10. So it basically dropped like $300 in, what is this, 4-hour chart? So yeah, it dropped a bit. It dropped a bit. I'm just letting everybody, look, this is the way I see it. I know how much over-the-counter business is going on right now firsthand. Let me just say that. People are accumulating. I don't care what these charts say on exchanges. I really don't, because I know what's going on behind the scenes. There is a reason billionaires are piling in to Bitcoin right now in mass. And I don't know. I've just learned to just not give a shit if I were actively swing trading or scalping Bitcoin pricing right now, or anything else in the market for that matter, then I would really care. I'd be really pissed. But I'm not, because I kind of know what's going on. And I'm just not affected. I'm not affected at all. As you can see, I couldn't care less. I know what's going on, and people are accumulating in droves behind the scenes. Over-the-counter business is booming to the point where people are finding it difficult to find the volume they want to purchase. People with money, like real people with real money, are not screwing around with exchanges, folks. I'm just telling you. If anything, they will probably be, and here's the problem with this at the same time. It's because a lot of these same people that are not buying into Bitcoin on exchanges, thus rising the price, are also the people who could very well be selling into exchanges as the prices do rise in the next uptrend to make their gains. That's what kind of pisses me off. Like, the whole over-the-counter stuff kind of pisses me off. But the fact of the matter is, there's so much money being made with middlemen in these deals that it's not going to stop. And to my understanding, there's nothing illegal about it. There's nothing saying you can't buy Bitcoin over the counter. And it's the way it is. I mean, it's just the way it is. It sucks. But until all of the volume has been bought up over the counter, and there just is no more to buy, then all these brokers, all these people are going to have to look at exchanges. And like I said before, I think that's when the market's really going to start turning around. That, and when the retail market starts to catch up with what's happening and they start buying in. Because let's face it, if you look at the market as a whole right now, you have Bitcoin, which is what primarily people buy into, or Ethereum for that matter. But with the big bull run, what was happening? Well, it was a big ICO FOMO haven. Like, it was just, everybody was buying Bitcoin or Ethereum with fiat currency to then go in and make significant investments into various ICO projects. And then, or they were swing trading, or they were just trading, bot trading, anything. And all of that volume was going in and out of Ethereum or Bitcoin primarily, which was driving the prices up. And so that's going to happen again. I do firmly believe that. It's just, right now, it's just, I mean, it's still going down a little bit. I just saw it tick. but it's how long is it going to be? And what exactly is going to have to take place in order for the prices to go up? And I see all the people talking about, all the different ideas. They think this is causing it. They think that is causing it. Yada, yada. I don't even pay attention to any of that shit anymore. And I'm not here to tell you any specific thing either, because to be quite frank, not a single person out there has a fucking clue. Nobody knows exactly what's going on. The people that know what's going on are the people with the money, the people with the whales with the volume that are capable of driving the price down, buying it back in at the bottom when the RSI is tanked through the floor as it is right now. And, where is it going to stop? Nobody knows. A lot of people have been talking $5 grand, $5 grand, $5 grand, that's the bottom, that's the bottom. A lot of those people are people waiting to buy in at $5 grand, and they're trying to create a self-fulfilling prophecy so that the rest of the world believes it and makes it happen. And in the world of technical analysis, where, if you've got some big wig technical analysis folks and they have a position that they're waiting for, that they're eyeing, they can make their charts look any way they fucking want and mislead anybody into believing this is the bottom. And if enough people believe that, like with patterns and indicators and things like that, it's very easy to say, I could look at this chart and I could create a dinosaur, I could create a picture of Bart Simpson, I could create anything I want out of this chart, call it technical analysis, and then label it as whatever, the way down to $5 grand, right? And the thing with technical analysis indicators and patterns are, the more people that rely on the same TA, the same patterns, the same symbols and indicators and so forth, the more the price action is reflected upon the mass action taken because of the growing number or the large number of people relying on those specifics. Does that make sense? In other words, if I'm here and let's say I'm a TA guy, which you all know I'm not really, but let's say I'm charting this out, right? And I'm looking and I'm calling some different, and this is a head and shoulders, and what does everybody think when a head and shoulders happens? Well, the price is expected to go down because of this. Well, if I am a TA guy and I'm building a huge following of people who are trying to learn TA and make trades based off of my experience and knowledge, well, what's going to happen? You're going to have a lot more people waiting for a particular thing, an instance to happen based off of my charting. And ultimately, I can create that expectation, that self-fulfilling prophecy, if you will. And I'm not even saying that that's exactly what's happening. What I'm saying that long-term, a lot of big TA guys who are traders or Bitcoin purists or whatever the hell you want to call them, or whatever they call themselves, where they basically think Bitcoin is the end-all be-all and everything else is garbage. Well, those people are trying to accumulate Bitcoin, and they're in what I would consider a long con, a long game, where they are fudding the shit out of everything in the market just to get the price down to a place that they can say, I was right the whole time, I've been saying this for a whole year, and ultimately they did play a role in making that happen. Is Bitcoin going to get to $5 grand? I don't really think it will. But I don't know what the hell I'm talking about half the time when it comes to Bitcoin, because you can never really truly dictate exactly what's going to be taking place by the big whales that hold thousands of Bitcoin at a time, and they're able to swing trade that into whatever they want. So in a grand nutshell, I just look at all of this as a bunch of bullshit that means jack squat in the long term. Let's say hypothetically Bitcoin were to hit $5,000. Whoop-de-doo. What's going to happen as soon as that takes place? Well, the thousands and thousands of people that have been programmed to expect Bitcoin to hit 5,000 are then going to start buying in masse, because they're going to feel that finally that is the absolute bottom. And if that's the case, bring it. Just hurry the fuck up, because a lot of us are getting tired of waiting while everybody's playing all these games with the public to try and accumulate more. To me, it's just a big long con game that's a bunch of bullshit, and it's a lot of people with viewer power basically telling the world something to expect something to happen, and, I'm hoping they get on with it. Keeping it 100, as always. I'm just not about the bullshit, folks. You know that. And it's like, look, what it ultimately happens is that you've got all these people out there pumping all these signals and doing all this shit, and, in the grand scheme of things, it just doesn't matter much. A lot of people are afraid to buy into Bitcoin because they're afraid of, well, what if it hits $5,000? Well, what if it does? Let's say I bought into Bitcoin today at 62.76, and then it dropped to $5,000 by Thursday, okay? And as soon as it hit 5,000, it shot back up to 7,200. Did you lose anything? I mean, it's a matter of, yes, everybody wants to buy in at the bottom and maximize their profits. Who doesn't? But in this game right now, where we're at with regulation, with innovation, where the technology is, where we're at the ground level of something that is going to take over the entire world. I mean, it was already starting to. And I just don't think that, you know, the majority of people can't even afford to buy a full Bitcoin. So if you were waiting around for the $5,000 bottom to hit, based off of the prophecy of all of these guys all over the internet, what are you actually gaining? A few bucks? $100? Maybe $1,000 if you bought a full Bitcoin? Big deal. Because in the grand scheme, when Bitcoin gets back to 20,000, 30, 40, 50,000 over the next 6 months, 9 months, however long it takes, how worth it was it to wait for that bottom? And if you could have turned a profit sooner because you stopped listening to all these people claiming this $5,000 bottom, trying to create this self-fulfilling prophecy so that they can look like gods while all they're really doing is just trying to accumulate more in a comfortable position for themselves, you're just playing the game. You're just playing their game. Wow, a lot of people watching today. A lot of people curious about what's going on with the market. You know, like I said, folks, I am not intimidated at all by this drop. It's just, the over-the-counter volume is 3 to 4 times that of exchanges. And the over-the-counter volume, it has no bearing on what's going on in the retail market. And so I just don't concern myself with it. I don't concern myself anymore with the retail exchange values of Bitcoin, or really, well, it's more relevant to altcoins. It's more relevant to, the Cardanos, the AION, all of the altcoins, because that's primarily a retail market. I don't know of anybody that's out there over the counter trying to buy Cardano, right? I don't know anybody over the counter trying to buy much of anything other than Bitcoin. And it's because of Bitcoin's sheer value right now that that's the case. I think when it turns around, when this market officially does turn around, I think that the uptrend is going to happen so quickly that people who have been sitting around twiddling their thumbs, listening to other people to give them an idea as to when it's safe to buy back in and to get into the market and start being active again, the bus is already going to pass them by. But the people that they've been paying attention to and listening to this whole time, let's put this into perspective for you, okay? I want to buy Bitcoin at $5,000. I don't want to spend $62.77. Okay? So I'm going to tell each and every one of you on my channel for the next 6 months that Bitcoin's going to hit 5,000, or Bitcoin's going to hit 5,500, or 4,000, or 3,000, or whatever the hell crazy ass idea I've got, right? And over time, it's like, who was it that's, oh yeah, Adolf Hitler said something like, if you tell a lie enough times, it starts to become believed, right? And then that belief becomes a reality kind of thing. And that's ultimately what I see happening. It's these people out there saying, okay, Bitcoin's going to get to 5,000. You just got to wait it out. $5,000, $5,000, $5,000. And over time, you reach enough people who are watching this. It doesn't matter what your charts say, because your charts are bullshit. Like no Bitcoin chart, in my opinion, is worth its weight in salt. I just truly believe that. I've been reading multiple books on technical analysis. And while some people are good at predicting altcoin price swings, because I think that's more relevant to charting and retail investment and so forth, exchange volume, so forth and so on. Bitcoin is not. Bitcoin is its own animal. It is a beast all its own. It has an over-the-counter market. It has thousands of people running TA on it. But it's not predictable in the sense that there's too much going on around it to be able to dictate, predict, or really quite understand exactly what's going on. And over time, enough people are going to believe these prophecies to the point where they make them a reality. And I see that that's what's ultimately happening. until a more powerful, acute force sweeps in and takes control of the situation. And that, in my opinion, is, the SEC ruling on the CBOE ETF fund, or some other grand scheme, some other grand thing that starts driving FOMO back into the market. Right now, in a dead market, you've got a bunch of people saying a bunch of shit, and I don't pay attention to really much of any of it anymore. I used to just suck it up. I used to say, oh, this is good shit. Oh, this is good. I'm learning. But the more I read and the more I learn on both sides of the fence, the more I realize that what the people on YouTube are saying is a bunch of hogwash. It's a bunch of, like I've said 1,000 times already, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy effort by people with the means to create one. And that's what I see happening. And on top of that, you've got guys that are very smart. You've got whales out there with hundreds, thousands of Bitcoin. And they're playing these swings and they're playing these predictions to suit themselves. And they have the power to do that in this smaller retail, small $200 billion market cap market. We are just a group of lemmings just following the leaders, doing what we're told. And that's ultimately what we are. All of us. I have all of you that watch me. I watch others and I pay attention and I'm learning, but I'm trying to learn the back end of everything. I don't just take everything at face value. I'm reading so much shit right now. I'm reading books on blockchain, on development, on tech, on technical analysis, on privacy and security. I'm reading all kinds of shit. Every time I turn around, I've got a different book in my face because I can't read the same thing for too long without taking a break. And that's it. I mean, that's what I see. Is Bitcoin crashing? I don't think it's really crashing. Crashing to me is saying that it's falling apart. A crash is, you hit and die. That's not what's happening. What's happening, and some people say, oh, well, this isn't manipulation. Absolutely, it's manipulation. Just because somebody has 1,000 Bitcoin or enough Bitcoin, why would somebody that holds 1,000 Bitcoin be driving the market down $300-400 in an afternoon? Why would somebody do that? Do you think that somebody that holds 1,000 Bitcoin doesn't believe in the technology, doesn't believe in the long-term value of Bitcoin? I think they do. And I think that if they're making big swings like this, while it may not be considered market manipulation, and it could just be considered somebody making a power swing for profit and better accumulation of coins, it feels like manipulation to me. Because a lot of people just don't trade this kind of volume in unison unless there is a coordinated effort to do such. So when I see shit like this, I just blow it off and I think, okay, give it a few days. I mean, I'll look at it again after World CryptoCon and see where it's at. Bro, you got a good point. Now take a good breath. So, man, I haven't even really been able to look at chat. Well, that was an 18-minute rant. Holy cow. Bye. Absolutely. Huge gains potential for BCH next week. Bitcoin Cash. I want to talk to Roger Ver. Roger Ver, if you're out there, you ever see this? Step up, man. Let's get an interview going. I understand you're a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I'd love to say I'd roll with you, but I'm not a black belt. If I can't punch you in the face while you're trying to, I'd probably stand no chance. But, here's the thing. I look at Roger Ver like such a character. He is so committed to his mission to try and replace Bitcoin that you got to give him credit. I mean, the guy puts absolutely everything he's got into Bitcoin Cash. I hold none, personally. I don't. And a part of the reason why I don't hold any is because I think it's almost obnoxious to an extent, some of the ploys and some of the things Roger does. And a part of me feels like Bitcoin Cash would be so much more successful if he just named it something else and let the bullshit go. Like that, if it does all these things, then just rebrand it as something else and let go of the fight. And then take that mission that you're on and because I wanted to talk to him in private about it. Like, dude, how much of this is shtick? Because I understand, trying to get something out there and trying to build a brand for something. And I believe that there are some right ways and wrong ways of doing it, because In some ways, it excites people, some of the stuff he does, and then in others, it alienates people. I'm one of the people that I feel a bit alienated by it, to the point where I just don't even want to touch it, because his means of marketing and spreading the message of Bitcoin Cash just, to me, feels unstable, if that makes sense. And so if the main guy strikes me as fairly unstable, then I kind of feel like the coin probably is too. Even if it's not. It's perception, and perception is reality to most people. Get it? So, and I don't have anything against Roger Ver, and I would love to have an actual conversation with him. I've seen some of the debates, like with Mr. Song and CoinBase and those guys, and I saw the drama that ensued because they were supposed to have a big, I just thought, you know, I'm not with it. I'm just not with it. Let's have an honest man-to-man discussion. Let's just talk about it. You know, I'm not trying to attack. Everybody knows, like, I'm not one to attack anybody. I don't try to pull. I mean, I know shit about everybody, man. I don't say anything about, I keep my mouth shut when it comes to that. I don't care about what people do behind the scenes. I don't care about their secrets. I don't care if it's not affecting their project. It's not affecting, you know, the public, so to speak. I don't care. I just want to know, you know, what is there really to gain out of that mission? That's what I would like to know. And from here out, you know, talking about Bitcoin, it's kind of a, yeah, smash the likes. I notice I get a lot of views, but not as many likes lately, and I don't know what's happening there. Get me some likes, Pro versus Ver. I don't want to say it's versus Ver, because it's really, I don't have anything really against Roger Ver. I find him kind of interesting. I find him very, very intelligent, but just kind of shady in a way. And you know, my wife always tells me that good people love me. Shady people hate me. She's been telling me that for years. And, you know, I'm curious, would Roger like me or would he hate me? Because I'm just so blunt, and I'm kind of, I don't know, you could say an open book, and you know, I'm just not about bullshit, and I'm not afraid to call out bullshit. So, crow looks like a crow. I do. It's my circles. I love you too, Hal Standloff. I'm actually in my new office, and I've been trying to structure everything. Well, it's funny because I have this giant U-shaped desk now, and the desk actually goes way beyond my sides. So if I don't if I don't set the camera exactly where it is, then you see my desk on either side of me, and it's been really difficult. It's been really difficult. I love you too, Ryan. Who's going to CryptoCon? Who is going to World CryptoCon? I want to see a bunch of you people out at World CryptoCon. I've given away, like, I don't know, 30, 40 tickets to World CryptoCon. Unfortunately, that ship has sailed because, well, it starts in like 2 days, and now everybody's like, nobody's managing coupon codes or any of that stuff at this point. I actually gave away a bunch of tickets, and then I had people, I had like 3 people. They're like, oh man, sorry, you know, they won the ticket and then they can't go. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. That sucks. Brandon Lopez, I better see your crazy ass out in Vegas. Here's the thing. I just want to let everybody know, just so that you guys know. I'm going to be a little uptight in Vegas. And I don't mean this in any way, and I've kind of warned everybody already. Security to me is like a big deal, okay? Just because I know what a target I am, and you know, security to me is kind of a big deal. If I know you or I recognize you, like some of you guys, I kind of know just from my chats and my Telegram group and things like that. But if I don't know you, don't run up to me and be like, what's up? Like, because I might punch you. But, you know, I might not. I mean, I should be good, but let's just say this. I am taking some interesting security measures while I'm in Vegas because I don't know what to expect, and I don't know, you know, like, I'm not taking shit. So if you're out there watching this video right now and you're planning to rob me in Vegas for my phone or wallet, good luck to you. I'm not taking jack shit. So I'm weird, man, because I've never been to Vegas. I know it's crazy as hell. I just want to have a wild ass great time. That's all I want. But I'm not one for like big, thick crowds either. Like if I'm somewhere and it gets way too crowded, I peace out. I don't like feeling claustrophobic. I'm so big, I'm afraid I'm gonna accidentally hurt somebody just turning around or taking a sip of a drink, dropping an elbow on somebody. Oops, I knocked out a midget. Like I just a little person. My wife's borderline midget, so I'm gonna say midget if I want to. She's only 5 foot. I think she's like 2 feet shy or 2 inches shy of being a certified little person. I'm not quite sure how that works. Get super stoned. Who knows? Take CBD. You'll be great. I'm just letting everybody know. Like I look forward to meeting everybody. But I will be a little on edge. So don't take that as like me being a prick, because I'm really not a prick. I'm just, until I get comfortable and I'm aware of my surroundings and I know who's around me and all that, I am a little weird. I've just been like that my whole life since I was 18 years old. You know, I'm bouncing in bars since literally the day of my 18th birthday. You just kind of learn what kind of stupid people do and what kind of stupid shit they do, and you just never know. Cocaine, that's funny. If I did cocaine today, I would probably just drop dead of a heart attack instantly. Just could not happen. All right. Without going into detail, I am not able to fly at this moment. The hell is that, Brandon? You better start walking then. All right. So, real quick, I want to basically give everybody some tips on how to mine AION. It is so simple. Like, mining AION is the simplest thing ever. So, I actually, if you watched my how to build a mining rig video and you look in the description, there's a link for this. It's an article that I actually put on Chainwise. But here's the video, and I've been getting a lot of really good feedback. Apparently, a lot of the how to build a mining rig videos are really old and kind of outdated, so a lot of people were happy that I did a new one. And I gotta admit, it was kind of fun to build this thing. And it's been purring away. I have to shut my mining rig down when I go on video, because the sound of the fans creates this reverb so that when I talk, I sound like Darth Vader, even over here. So it's not running at the moment, but I have all the parts, everything that I did, including alternative parts, like for the GPUs. I have an alternative, a budget GPU, or you're rich, basically, like you're serious about building a mining rig. And then I have the list of downloads that you'll need. So all the downloads here: TeamViewer, the GeForce drivers, the Asus motherboard update, or the BIOS update, MSI Afterburner, all of that. Create a Windows 10 installation USB flash drive. For those of you that are just getting started into mining, know this. When you click this and you create a bootable thumb drive on a USB thumb and you install whatever version of Windows you want, I'm mining right now with Windows 10 on a trial, and it's not affecting me at all. It just gives you, after a while, it just gives you pop-up notices like, please purchase Windows 10. And then I click no, and it keeps going. I've bought so many copies of Windows 10. In the last mining rig I bought, I used a license key for a legitimate version, and it still reverted to a trial. So I'm like, screw it. I'm not going to keep buying them. They're not going to work. So anyway, at the bottom of that, I have a how to start mining AION. Now, to put things into perspective, the mining rig that I built, let me see here. The mining rig that I built with six 1070 six 1070 Ti cards on low settings. Okay, on low settings, I'm mining about 1,370 solutions a second. So it's souls a second, equivalent to basically a hash a second, right? The miner mines up about 10 AION a day, okay, in over a 24-hour period. Now, right now, it's 40 cents. However, its all-time high was almost 11 bucks, all right? It was like 10.51. So if I'm mining 10 a day, let's say I spend 3,500 bucks on the rig, and I'm mining 10 a day, and then AION goes. So right now, because AION just launched its mainnet, okay, very recently, and there aren't as many people mining it up. The difficulty's not that high, so you're able to really capitalize on basically producing a lot of AION now. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, Crow, why don't you just take the $3,500 you spent on the rig and just buy AION, and you can get like, 9,000 of them, and then ride the wave up to its all-time high, sell it, and then use that money to build a mining rig. Fair enough, you can do that as well. However, for me, I've learned a lot building these mining rigs. I learned a lot about mining. I'm learning more about the different algorithms. I'm learning about how things work, and it's ultimately giving me a very inexpensive education. And on top of that, the $3,500 that I spent to build the mining rig, let's put this into perspective. If I'm mining 10 a day times 30, that's 300. 300 times, let's just call it $11. That's $3,300 over the course of a month. So if I'm mining it right now, and my nose is itching for some reason. If I'm mining AION right now, and I mine it for a solid 30 days, by the time AION hits its all-time high again, which I absolutely do believe will happen, and more, I've already paid for my rig pretty much. So from that point on, everything and anything that I mine is basically free money. I'm literally printing free money. And people say, what about power costs? The power's not that expensive unless you live somewhere where it's like crazy expensive. So for me, and then let's just say I mine up, I spend the money, I buy the rig, I want to mine something with some solid potential. Well, AION is one of the coins that to me has some of the most potential, because once it really starts getting cranking on building these different blockchain bridges and its interoperability is really starting to kick off between various blockchain projects, I think AION is just it's gonna shoot up, man. I think it's gonna be one of those hidden treasures that a lot of people may or may not have taken notice of in the past. And now people are like, whoa, what is this AION? Oh, this is stuff Crow was talking about freaking months ago. And I can see this happening. There's a reason why I believe AION's going to do very well. A lot of reasons. So after the first month of mining AION, after that, I mean, if it doesn't happen for 3 months, you've got 3 months worth of AION mining out the way and potentially $9,900 in profit. Well, close to that. And so then you can mine any damn thing you want. If AION goes up and the difficulty goes up, like right now, my mining rig cranking out 1370 souls a second, mining AION, barely ever broke 62 degrees. Which if you're mining Ethereum, you're lucky to keep it under like 75 degrees, because Ethereum's difficult as hell, and it burns your shit up. I mean, that's all there is to it. I mean, everything runs really hot. AION doesn't. Like, AION runs pretty damn cool. I mean, everything's in the 60 degrees. Sometimes it even drops a little below that. So that's why I'm mining AION. And so for this, I give instructions on how to mine AION. So if you go to this, and you can find the link in the description of this video down below, as well as underneath the how to build a 6 GPU mining rig video I just put out the other day, and you'll get these instructions at the bottom. You download the wallet. So if I click here, it's going to go to the wallet. Now, this is going to depend on what you're on, obviously. I'm going to assume everybody's running Windows. You just click this. You set up the AION wallet. You get your key, you save it, protect it, you take it off the system, write it down, write everything in a little book or cards or something. Once the wallet is running and you have your address, I'm telling you, all you got to do, you download this, which is the mining software. I'm going to go ahead and download it just so that I can show you. So this is the newest version. So I'm going to download this here. All right, open this up. And this is it. So then I'm going to go in here. I'm going to right click. Oh, hold on. I'm going to have to do this over. All right. So here's my folder. I'm going to right click this. I'm going to edit. This is the batch file. All right. Now I'm going to go back here. I'm going to take this little string down here. I'm going to copy this whole thing, paste it. I'm going to replace this. And I'm going to change this with my wallet address. So I'm going to copy the public address from my AION wallet. I'm going to paste it in here, click save it, and that's it. Once I've saved it, I can then go into this, double click the batch file, and I'm golden. It's not going to run on here because I didn't set it up really. And that's it. And then you're mining AION. It's super simple. I mean, honestly, it was 1,000 times more simple to set up to mine AION than it was when I was mining Ethereum and several other coins. That's it. That's how you mine AION. It's super simple. It runs quick. It runs cool. And you get a lot of them fast. Cash out and head for the hills. Consider mining Raven coin. You know, I looked at Raven coin a long time ago, and I haven't really touched it since. I haven't, but it sounds like they're doing some pretty big things, but I haven't really been following it. I should probably look at it again. And then this is the full guide, and this is put out by a guy, Yashnake, he was extremely helpful with me, and he and some other team members run the aionpool.tech. And there's nothing this guy doesn't know about mining. I mean, I was asking him all kinds of questions. I even got my settings for MSI Afterburner from him, and they were perfect. And I'm like, yes, this is great. And he's got a full guide. Again, that link is also in the on the page at the bottom, and you can go directly to this. He's got a full guide. So it doesn't matter if you're using Mac, Linux, Windows, he's got instructions, and they're all super simple. So I suggest checking it out. And I use his pool. It's a 1% fee to use his pool, but so what? I mean, it makes everything pretty easy. And I recommend it. Crow approved. All right, I was going to go over some news and see what's going on in the world. Let's take a look. Thoughts on Tron? I like Tron. Crow, you should totally be Negan for Halloween. I need a bigger beard now, don't I? And I'd have to have, like, I don't know, scars and stuff. Man, I had so many people come up to me thinking I was Negan. And just like in real life, like, are you Negan? Like, no, I'm not fucking Negan. Negan's not 7 feet tall. I do like that guy though. Like in real life, I think he's cool. XRP prediction. I'll tell you real honest, I really wish Coinbase would list XRP because I think Ripple, Ripple's got too much power behind it. It's got too much money behind it. It's got too many bright minds behind. I mean, Ripple, I see Ripple doing really well. I'm not going to lie. I see Ripple doing very well. And, you know, long term, I feel like Ripple is one of those projects, one of those coins that I almost feel like everybody should have a little bit of it. Like, just because I feel like Ripple is going to go up when the market really turns around. I mean, you've seen it. It's almost doubled itself from what's low, from a low. Like, I got in it, I bought some at 22 cents, and now it's at like 46 or something like that. I mean, and it was up to like 68 during a huge spike. And that was in the midst of all of this bullshit that we're in, like the midst of all of the low price coins. And if it was able to do that in this bear market, I can only imagine what's going to happen to this thing once the real uptrend starts kicking off one of these days. So I feel like Ripple is something that everybody should have a little bit in, at least, because if anything, it could help offset some of the losses of some of your more experimental investments. But that's just my personal opinion. I'm not giving financial advice here. New subscribers, I like that. That's always fun. Coinbase are listing XRP. When? Because when that happens, that I think is going to help a lot of people get in. Because I tell people now, I'm like, you know, you might want to look at XRP. If anything, it's just a long-term hold. It's cheap. Get in there, hold it. I wish Coinbase would hurry up and list Cardano. I really do. What's up, Anthony Sanchez? Gary Maslin, a new subscriber. Welcome, welcome to the Crow's Nest. The murder of crows. I am King Cardano. No, I'm kidding. My thoughts exactly. What's your biggest moonshot coin you own? Ooh, man. Biggest moonshot coin. I assume by moonshot you think, you're asking me what coin do I have that is probably like really underrated that I think has the potential to just blow the hell up? Gosh, it's so tough because there's so many. There really are. There's so many. I would honestly say Cardano, AION, and Matrix AI are three of my top, like, that I really like. And I don't even count Ripple in any of those equations because I feel like Ripple doesn't need my help. Ripple is one of those things that's going to go up no matter what the hell is going on with it. I just that's just what I think. But Cardano, man, I think Cardano, to me, is almost laying a foundation to kind of like change the world. Like, I think Cardano is going to be one of those. Cardano is very likely, to me, one of those. Like, I am emotionally attached to Cardano, as crazy as that sounds. There's something about the project. There's something about their plan, what they're doing, what they've already done. The fact that Charles has the power to just basically dial up any big historical developer, and say, hey, we need this done. Can you take care of it? And they do. I mean, it's one of those things that I think Cardano is just. And I think Charles is also. Charles travels constantly. Charles is constantly all over the globe, building relationships, training developers. I mean, that's one of the things that Cardano is doing. They are training new project developers in different countries so that they can create the infrastructure necessary to do what they're planning to do on a global scale. And they're training people and paying these people in I don't know if you want to, they're not third world. That's not really the word I'm looking for. Emerging markets, I guess you call them. And I don't know, man. 2019 to me, I feel like Cardano is going to be, I think 2019 is going to be Cardano's banner year. I think that is when we're going to see some significant growth, some huge announcements. I just think Cardano is it. To me, Cardano is just on a whole other level. But what I would ultimately like to see is I would like to see Cardano working with projects like AION and Matrix AI, because I feel that together they could really do some damage. Like, I feel like they could really crack some stuff and make some interesting things happen. And then from there, work cohesively and then bring in other projects. I don't care. I really like interoperability. I like projects that have an idea and a means of working with other projects out in the world to, you know what, the best way, this is going to sound silly. You know how I look at good projects like Voltron? I look at each one of these, I look at really good projects as a Voltron lion, right? And I like to see all these lions come together and create this one giant powerhouse. I need to use Voltron in a thumbnail and define this a little better, because I've been working on kind of a map of about 30 different projects and how they can all work together. And together, I feel like they improve themselves and each other and become a serious powerhouse on a global scale that can really change the way we live our lives. All the way from the way we, when we wake up in the morning, we go to the fridge and we look at our fridge and we see we're low on eggs, and just, getting to the car, driving the car to a location, to a store, just boom, 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 boom. Like, everything that we do in our daily lives is going to be greatly affected by blockchain technology here in the near future. Cardano and OMG for a nice long throw. Sir Charles, yes. Hey, Mr. Crow, have you heard of Zenfin and Myriad? No, I haven't. I've seen the term Zenfin a little bit. Crow, you said Cardano will be $24 in 2018. Raphael Buduk. I know I did. I was wrong. You're the first person to point that out ever. Congratulations. In case you haven't noticed, the entire market is down, genius. There's nothing you can do about particular project and you know, Bitcoin is down by more than half. Like, there's just nothing you can do about it. It doesn't matter how great the projects are. If the trade volume isn't there because all of the pussies got scared out of the retail market, there's not a whole hell of a lot you can do until they feel comfortable enough to get back in the ring and fight again. That's just kind of how the shit works. Wow. What about Encash? I haven't dug up a lot of stuff on Encash lately. So as soon as I get back, now that we are all moved in, I've got security cameras all over the house. I even got my, you can't really see it, but I posted it on Twitter. Because I got my Smith & Wesson, and I showed my target on Twitter that like my first firing target. And I did pretty good. Pretty well, if I don't say so myself. Encash is not a shit coin. I don't think it's a shit. But I will be going back and I'm going to be diving in, and pretty much all of my waking time is going to be going back into about 35 different projects, making roadmaps of their latest updates, milestone developments, and things like that, and sharing it with everybody. So, yeah, Pilgrim, who the hell is going to World CryptoCon? World CryptoCon. I just got the party map for what's going on at World CryptoCon, and it's stupid. It's stupid. Countdown, 1 day, 13 hours, 42 minutes, and 41 seconds. A 200,000 square feet event with over 150 exhibitors and over 5,000 plus attendees. 125 plus keynote speakers. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, World CryptoCon. Look, I'm going, and I'm excited about it. I'm going to have some fun. You know, I joke with my wife. I said, I can't wait to come home with a whole bunch of new STDs. New, because I have like 1,000 of them already. And I like to collect them because it's a bit of a hobby. And so, you know, I'm hoping that I get to eat some cake from Steve Aoki, because I've never seen Steve Aoki, but I understand he throws cake out to the crowd. No, all kidding aside, I'm looking to have a really good time. And I told my wife if I remember any of it, then she didn't do her job for my birthday. Oh. At what price do the billionaires buy Bitcoin? They're buying it now. Billionaires are buying it. They've been buying it. These guys they have been buying Bitcoin for quite a while now. Man, oh man. This is gonna be crazy. That's all I know. I was like they got Little John. Like Little John's gonna be at a private. Jesus, doesn't stop. Little John's gonna be at a private party for all of us Ultra VIPs. So that's gonna be pretty cool. Thank you to our sponsor, Private Jet Coin. Private Jet Coin allows tokenized cryptocurrency payment for private air travel. Find them at booth number 498. Is they'll be raffling for 2 free flight hours on a Honda jet. I didn't know anything about that. We're flying Delta, I think. I'm pretty sure. So, man, you guys better get your asses to World CryptoCon. That's all I'm telling you, because it's going to be nuts. Dent, good advice to hold. Yes, Dent is a good coin. Is 1,000 XRP enough for the long term? You know, it depends. It depends. Honestly, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. You know, 1,000 of anything could be good, but you know, it depends on how much your total budget is, how much you're looking to invest. Are you looking to invest more than you can afford to lose should something happen? You know, so forth and so on. I believe in diversifying as best as you can. You know, I've got my favorite coins, but I never go into all into anything. Like I just, you know, because you just never know what could happen. So I like to play it safe And, you know, I like to make sure that if something should happen or could happen to a particular project that is a favorite of mine, I just want to make sure that I'm not that affected, because the gains of your winners can outweigh the losses of the losers. And you just never know what's going to happen. Enigma will be huge. Possibly. Ada and AION are some of my top picks. You should check out Enigma, which is my third, a really legit project with a huge potential. I think I reviewed Enigma in the past. I'm almost positive I did, and I think I liked it, but I don't think I invested. What's your opinion about PumaPay? They reached out to me recently. I haven't scheduled any new interviews or anything just because of World CryptoCon and all that. And but they reached out to me because apparently they have some pretty substantial updates and big things going on, and they wanted to do another interview. So I may do that. I liked PumaPay. I thought it sounded pretty cool, and so I'll probably have them back to do. There's Ravencoin. Oh, that's not click. So that's that. Puma tanked hard recently. Yeah, I mean, a lot of has. Crow, are you bullish with Stellar Lumen? Yes, I think Stellar Lumen. Stellar Lumen is one of those. Stellar Lumen to me is one of those projects that there are going to be a lot of forkers, a lot of mother forkers on the Stellar Lumen blockchain. Because it's pretty solid. I mean, it's good. And I mean, how can you beat, like, you know, partnerships with IBM and other major look? Stellar is a dark horse. You know, I feel like if it's in the top 25 to top 50, chances are they're making some waves. And there's a lot of stuff out there that are not in the top 25, top 50 that I think are going to be sooner than later. It's just, there are so many, the thing of it is there are so many different projects, a lot of which are doing some of the same things. They're just trying to do it better or differently than the rest. It's really kind of a crapshoot as to which team is going to drive their version of what they're developing to number one in their space. And so, and then there are a lot of people that are tag-alongs. They say, hey, you know, we really like this blockchain. We like the way it works. We like its transaction speed. We like all of this stuff. So we're going to create our own fork of that blockchain to serve our particular and very specific, in some cases, purposes. And, you know, I think a lot of the stuff out there is going to do very well. I mean, I really do. To me, is it a scam or is it not? And by that, I mean, is the team legitimate? Oh, there's Monarch token. Oh, buddy. For the Monarch wallet. To me, you know, projects are as much like, if they are a legitimate team running a legitimate business and they have proper developers and they have proper marketing, because I'm learning that a lot of these projects, they have good development and they have good ideas, but their marketing is non-existent. Like they don't even know the first thing about marketing. And, you know, like I just did a little private video for people that have been helping me with Chainwise booths for February. Because some of these groups, man, they're completely oblivious. Like they're so clueless as to like value marketing and, like, you know, bang for their buck and reach versus cost and cost per acquisition and all. They don't have a clue about any of that shit. And so we'll see how some of this stuff turns out. All right, guys, I'm going to call it today. I was going to go over some news, but I've already been an hour, and I know everybody complains when my videos are longer than an hour. So I'm going to get ready. I am going to be doing some stuff from Vegas. I don't know exactly what yet, but you will very, very likely see me. I'm either going to be shooting stuff while at Vegas, or I'm going to have a treasure trove of content that I'm going to launch when I get back. Either way, I'm going to have some fun. There's going to be some behind the scenes stuff. And I'm going to make Vegas like just my playground, you know, like why not? I mean, there's who knows, man, what's going to come out of this trip, but we'll see. Till next time, crow your coins, folks. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Smash the likes, hit the share. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that you know the next time I come on to ramble some no nonsense bullshit. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Have a good day.